welcome to the Service Drive Revolution podcast with your hosts, Chris, the Bulldog Collins, and Gary Daniel, the G.O.A.T.
Welcome, everybody, to Service Drive Revolution, the only place you can get the greatest tips for your service department. If you have a service drive, advisors, techs, oil, you fix cars, help customers maintain their cars or repair, this is the place for you. How you doing, G-Man?
Doing good.
We have a couple special guests here,
We do.
but let's ignore them. Let's pretend like they're not here.
That sounds fine.
We have the GO.A.T, the greatest of all time,
We have the
Hassan
GO.A.T. The GO.A.T.
and Jair.
Hiya.
We got our boy Damon Egan going virtual over there on Facebook Live.
We're doing a little Facebook Live.
Got a little Facebook Live happening.
It's the year of social media, Gary.
That's right. That's right. We're tweeting. We're Facebook Living.
What else are we doing?
It's going crazy. It's nutty. We're doing a little Insta. Got a little Instagram going on.
I haven't seen a lot of action on Instagram.
No. What else we got going? We got a Tumblr. We're doing a Tumblr account.
What?
No, we don't.
We got a Snapchat. We're doing Snapchat stories.
We're not Snapchatting.
Yeah.
That's
So you're
crazy.
gonna tell somehow Tinder's going to come into the picture and that's going to scare the shit out of
Our
me.
topic,
We're on Grindr.
our topic for
All right, let's shut this off now.
Yeah, sorry.
our topic for today is: are you a prisoner in your own head? Are you a prisoner in your own head, Jair?
Yes, I am.
You are. You're stuck in there.
I'm stuck in there. I hear voices.
So that song that we were playing. So everybody, we're playing a song. You know, we play a little music to get jacked up for this thing to get ready for the podcast. And the song was "Love Removal Machine" by the Cult.
Oh.
That's right. I think he got it too, because Damon was on.
Oh,
there.
really?
He got it. Yeah.
You got it?
So the
Oh, he
most
probably Shazammed it though, right?
Yeah.
you guys have never been in a band, but I'm going to tell you what a band is like. And Lucas will second me on this. It's like a gang. Like you're all for one, one for all kind of a thing, right?
Isn't that the Three Musketeers?
So it's like that. It's just like that.
That's
The,
not much of a gang.
The threads run very deep. So let's say, for example, we're all in a band together, and let's say, what instrument do we think Jair plays?
Violin.
The keyboard?
Yeah, keyboard up.
The violin. Okay, he's our violin
He's
player.
a string guy.
So we're all in a band. We're like pooling our money to pay band rent. We're like in a, we go play shows. We're out flyering, trying to promote. We're doing everything together. And then Garth Brooks comes along and asks Jair to play on a song.
Mm-hmm.
You guys might not understand this, but we all get jealous and pissed and we say we're going to kick him out of the band if he does it.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Because that's how it is. It's all for one, one for all.
Yep.
And so we're practicing when I was like, I don't know, it had to be like 18, probably 18. We're in the middle of band practice and our big band room door opens up and in walks the owner of the building and Ian Astbury, the singer of the Cult. And we stop, because it was the owner of the building. His name was Mark Nafsey, I think. He was like the sound guy for all the big bands like Soundgarden and all that. And he says, yeah, Ian was wondering if anybody wanted to try out to be the drummer for the Cult.
Wow.
He looks around. Like, I'm the only drummer in the room, right? It got really awkward really quick. And then me, like a true band, I'm like, nah, the Colts suck. I don't want to do that. Great decision on my part.
Right.
You had a lot of near misses in the band days. Like you guys
All
were
my fault.
Close.
They were not
to-
near misses. They were all my fault.
Yeah.
All the fingers point back at me. I didn't think right back then. If I had it all to do over again, I'd do a lot of things different. But you don't get a second shot.
All roads lead to here, my man.
It's true.
They have to, otherwise I wouldn't be here. So
I wouldn't be here either.
all roads lead to here.
Great insight.
This is about me.
I'd be doing side jobs in my garage still for extra money.
It can be very profitable, Gary.
Oh, that sucks.
No overhead.
Yeah, right?
No, but did I tell you the time I got sued by a guy for that?
No, tell me about the time you got sued.
I got sued. So I used to do a little side work in my garage. People that couldn't afford to fix their car, they come see me, and I got kind of a reputation. And so people would send me their friends. Up until that point, it was like a first relationship. Like I was on if you're in my LinkedIn, you were first in my line. And this guy was like a friend of a friend of a friend. Like he was pretty far removed. And I didn't want to do it. But he had an old 2002, it was like a 72 2002. Nice. And I'm like, all right, I'll take this job on. And I wanted to help him out. It's a nice car. And it was just leaking oil from everywhere. Everywhere. Every orifice, it was just pouring out of this thing, right? And so I told him, well, bro, we got to start from the top and work our way down, and let's start fixing stuff, and then we'll clean it and see what's going on. Because we know for sure that the very top part's leaking because, oil goes down, right? And so anyways, I did all this, and when I got down to the bottom, he had a cracked timing case that was the bottom part of the leak that was blowing oil back. And so we used some epoxy to try to fix it. But I told him, look, bro, you got to have to tear this thing apart, this engine apart to do this timing case. It's not worth it. Like we did a lot of peripherals, and he got pissed and he wanted me to fix it. And so I told him, it doesn't make any sense. Like this will hold for a while and just you do it this way. So then he ended up suing me and we went to court and I won, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yep. Cause I'd done everything.
Nice, but it still sucks.
It sucked though. I mean, cause that was it. I never did another job after that. I was done. It was just too much. Like,
isn't that kind of throwing the baby out with the bathwater?
Well, then you got to take a day off to go down to the courthouse for some stupid thing, and it's like, it just wasn't worth that anymore. It just wasn't. It's like there's other things I could do, and then I met you.
That's why when you started selling ammo, or noni juice or whatever.
What was that stuff? Mona V. I did Mona V.
Started selling that?
No, you didn't. Did you really?
I
what
did.
Is Mona
With
V?
the little cans of what were they?
It was just it's acai berry, which is a big thing in.
I just love the sales letters and that stuff. Like, they discovered it in the nobody knew about it in the jungles of Brazil or whatever. And
well, so right in the middle, somebody's trying to get me into Mona V, and we go to Brazil. Because my wife's from there, right? And so we take the whole family, we go to Brazil. There's acai juice, smoothies, yogurt on every street corner. Like you can get
really
the acai berry is everywhere in Brazil because that's where those berries are grown. Mm-hmm. But it was supposed to be some secret thing, like you said, that only grows in this corner of the Amazon jungle, and you got a helicopter.
You got to hike it in and hike it out,
yeah.
But it prevents everything.
Meanwhile, they're like, do you want acai in that? That's an extra 10 cents.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like avocado.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It's like $50 bottle of juice here. And it was like a nickel over in Brazil. Wow. So funny.
So we're pretty lucky to have you guys here this week. You're doing you did a boot camp, right? Mm-hmm. And then coaching calls today.
Yeah, coaching calls.
Anything fun on the coaching calls that you learned?
Hassan is a ninja. He helped me out a lot. It was really good.
Yeah, no problem.
We had a lot of fun putting people into giving them a lot of tips and insight for direction.
What were the biggest subjects that were covered?
How do I enter my numbers into the
the comp?
It's the truth.
That question backfired.
You would do that one again?
You didn't give marriage advice to anybody? Help somebody with their kids?
No, not really. We talked about a lot of different things, right? I mean,
we did. I think the biggest thing that we encountered, or it's not actual problem, it's just the way people perceive the information and want to use it. Mm-hmm. So when you start talking about their issues, a lot of the stuff that they have, they want to take all the information, they want to implement everything at the same time.
Right.
And the biggest job is trying to get them organized to start from point 1 to point, from point A to point Z, and they want to do everything in the middle. They don't want to set up a base and then have a finish line. And that's the biggest problem they have and the biggest thing they struggle from. So
that's why everybody needs a coach.
Right.
That's why we have a trainer at the gym, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
That's good. So
although that was some BS today. That's all I got to say.
Leg day?
Not just the leg, but the whole, I don't know what those funky plank things were, but that was a little...
They were hard.
I felt like that was odd. And then
I honestly, bro, I didn't feel like you weren't putting in the effort that you could have.
I wasn't?
No.
I was.
You were behind a couple rounds.
I was behind.
You got to consider what time he went to bed, too, last night. It was
How late were you guys up last night?
I don't know. It was pretty late.
Oh, you guys were...
I left here at 8.
Well, we went back to work after you left.
Yeah.
We got on the board again.
We got on the board again.
Oh yeah, I took pictures of that. I don't know
Okay.
if you guys did, but before I erased
No.
it.
Yeah, we worked pretty late, and then I went back and I had a bunch of emails and stuff to answer, so I was up pretty late. But I was distracted today. I was not in the right headspace to be working out today.
You were in the flow.
Yeah, I was thinking about other stuff.
No mojo.
Yeah, I had stuff going on. Still, I gave it my all. I felt like, but apparently it didn't show.
Clearly, you missed a couple rounds.
There's like,
So everybody, our trainer made us do this thing this morning where we did squats, we did cleans, so like clean and jerk, and right after, like it's impossible, really, honestly, to do squats and then cleans like that.
yeah,
And then something with the TRX where you're doing a leg thing with your body weight against you,
they were
and then
like Kegels, I think.
that was my least favorite. And then the planks, the side planks.
Yeah,
I think you forgot to take your acai juice today.
I forgot. I did not take my Mona
How can
Bean.
I buy some?
I need a little acai.
So what do you guys, who has a strong connection to this question of, are you a prisoner in your own head? Because it's kind of like, seems like the thing that we run up against a lot of times. It seems like a lot of times like guys have 25 years of experience working against them. And there's a lot of stuff stacked up in there that they see things through. Like there's a lot of filters that they see things through that stop them.
It's so funny. Like, as a matter of fact, yesterday we had the boot camp and Hassan helped me, and one of the guys were talking about where you got to set up your maintenance menus and what is your price point and what is. And it's funny is one of our new clients that was in the boot camp actually is in the same market as one of our other clients, and he was asking me questions. He's like, I just can't understand how their alignment is 139. I'm 89. I can't sell any of them. I can't just fathom putting my price to 139 when I'm not selling these. And I said, it's very simple. And I looked at him and I said, I used the analogy. I'm like, you have an iPhone, right? He goes, yeah. How much did you pay for it? How long have you had an iPhone? He goes, oh, I had the first one. How much did you pay for that? He goes, I think it was $299, $399. He said he got $399,
About
right?
$299, yeah.
And he had an iPhone 7, right? And so I said, okay, how much did you pay for your iPhone 7? Oh, $1,000. I go, did you still buy the iPhone? He goes, well, yeah, I need it. I go, so the price is all in your head. Everything is in your head.
And
Value, but
define need,
Yeah.
most of the
which
time,
is interesting.
Right.
Most of the time, guys will say, "Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that," but nobody's offering alignments.
Yeah.
Like the trick is to offer.
Right.
Like I remember years ago. This is a funny story. There's a store locally here in LA that I went into. And, I'm doing the ops reports and I'm trying to figure out what they're selling and how much. And I'm like, oh, you guys sold 40 alignments last month. And I'm like, let's do a menu. And they give me back the menu. And they were selling alignments for $7.99. $7.99. And they sold 40. Now we ended up selling hundreds and we lowered it, of course. But
$7.99.
they were selling them for $7.99.
Active steering.
Yeah, that's got to be like, that was the active steering days and the.
It's not east, it's not
$7.99?
west, it's not north, but it's something Bay.
Oh, okay.
Was selling them for $7.99.
Wow.
And nobody was like, and it's like you really do create your own world of what you believe can work.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they were all like, well, why are we going to lower it? I'm like, oh my God, can I can this and take it? Why are we going to lower it? I mean, it's funny, right?
Yeah.
But it's all perspective.
That's crazy. That's the highest I've ever heard. I
Well,
knew
what
everybody
did
wanted that.
Bro, it wasn't like they made that up. What was the time on that in the book?
Time on that was like almost 4 hours.
Yeah, it was. Like
It was
4
just their
hours.
labor rate times 4 hours.
Yeah.
They
Makes
weren't-
sense.
Yeah, so that's right. You're 150. That's 600 right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're at
And they might have been a
$110.
little more
Meanwhile,
than that.
but I think the time was more than 4 hours.
Yeah, so they went when they shifted to the
Or it's warranty
active-
time times 1.5.
Yeah, well, so then you're doing the bump, but they also shifted from the standard alignments to the active steering alignments, and their alignments went up to like 7 or 8 hours, something ridiculous. And so guys were landing in the middle, and they were pricing them right in the middle. It was nuts.
But I remember that story he's talking about. I think their ELR was close to 190 if they're charging 4 hours.
Yeah, there you go.
That makes sense.
That's
Yeah, that makes
$7.99.
sense.
So the techs love it, because it's taken them 45 minutes to do it, but it's not the right thing to do.
No, I mean, we took the text down to, an hour and a half. We fixed everything. But still, I'm just saying, like, you walk in and you're so used to hearing can't, and then you're like, well, maybe we're charging too much.
Right.
And they're like, what? You're going to back it down? Like,
we thought you were going to raise it to $1,200.
But that's the whole thing. Like, you're trapped in your head. Like, one of the things that I think about all the time, and we experienced this recently, is I think the thing that happened to me when I was out fixing stores, I saw all these fresh ideas. And I was seeing like what was working and what wasn't all over the place because I was always in stores. And then I became a general manager of a store, and I'm in that same store for 4 years. And by about year 2, I didn't have fresh ideas anymore.
Yeah.
And you're not surrounded. I mean, we were in a 20 group, but the 20 group, like, they weren't they're not really handing out great ideas. They have the dollar time thing they do, but a lot of that stuff isn't, I'm the kind of person that has to see it. Like, I want to go see it. So
a lot of those dollar time ideas weren't tested either. They were an idea.
They were supposed to be, but they never were.
Yeah, they never were.
But you also have that that side of it, and the other side that we witnessed yesterday, I believe, and during the coaching and during the boot camp is denial. Denial without understanding what your data is, because nobody has ever looked, nobody's ever shown these managers what the data looks like. So when we talk about ELR and we talk about where their numbers should move, we're okay. My ELR is 180. So when it came down, I'm not going to name names, but when it came down to it, ELR was 151. So that's $30 difference that you think you have, but you actually don't.
Yeah.
And by you thinking that way, you're throwing away any possibility of you getting better or even looking into the same issue twice.
I don't even know where to start with that, because that happens all the time, and it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard. I don't even know how to explain. Like, to me, that's like, it's like telling a guy to drive a car, but there's no steering wheel. And you're like, the guy knows he's in the ditch, but all he can do is speed up or stop and go backwards. He can't steer. If he doesn't have a financial statement, he doesn't know he has no roadmap.
Yeah.
Like, we're in business to run a healthy, profitable business. Like, profit isn't a bad word. Profit means that the employees can have, longevity, that the business can be successful and grow and invest and reinvest. And, profit's not a bad thing. I don't get how in our industry we have service managers that don't, one, get trained on the financial, let alone see it.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
It's crazy too, because you want those people, in my store, we had 200 employees just on the service side, and all 200 of those people, they, go out and they are, consumers for all the other businesses in the area. And you want those guys making money so that they can spend money somewhere else. I mean, that's the economy. That's the world we live in. And if we're not profitable, then everybody else is getting we had them into a chokehold, or we don't have enough people there. And so they can't feed that money back into the economy. Like, it just, like you said, I don't understand it. I don't know that it exists in any other industry. I mean, I've never seen it.
Well, you got to think of it that way. It's a lot easier for people to make a decision based on experience and assumption, and it takes a lot less time than doing the research and make a decision based on actual educated data right in front of you that can actually make your conversation a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to make a decision, be like, oh, I've run through this before,
or
I've done this before many times. But go ahead and do your research and see where you're off. This way you have a more accurate decision to make. So.
No, it's funny. Like, you can sit around and talk about feelings all day. Like, but I'm a guy, and like, I like to talk about facts. Like, and so guys will tell you like, oh, you can't do that. You can't raise the alignment. You can't do this. And it's like, every time you do one, you lose $40. Like, they don't understand. Like, we're not, nobody's raising prices to gouge customers. You're just raising prices so you're profitable. Like, you can't do things at a loss.
Yeah.
And so let's fix the things that are lost. And if we are going to do something in a loss, let's do it strategically to drive traffic and then convert them, or at least make a friend.
Yeah.
Well, and I think too that goes back to that being prisoner in your own mind, where you believe a certain thing. And over the years, being, we used to call them mechanics, right? And they used to be grease monkeys, and and they were knuckle bangers. And now, they're technicians and darn near electricians and darn near engineers at this point. And that they're doing things that people cannot do on their own. That is a skill that you cannot perform that operation by yourself typically. And so that has value. And I think that I think a lot of guys, a lot of people in this industry are still prisoners believing that they're still grease monkeys, right? That they don't have this high skill set that has an extreme value that people not only should pay for, but have to pay for. They don't have a choice. They can't do it on their own.
It's proof enough to where we've been the last couple of weeks, with those stores where in some areas of the country, you are paying $40 and $50 per hour for technicians to come in, a level 1 technician. So I can imagine in the next 4 or 5 years as this career kind of like takes a different path, nobody wants to actually use their hands and, do hard work. We're going to end up paying them more. I mean, they're going to get paid like $55, $60, $65 an hour just to come in and do the job.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. It's going to get, because exactly. The more rare they become, the more valuable they're going to become. And it's just a matter of time before that works out.
Absolutely. But what Chris said a second ago about, raising the price without having, factual data. We just ran through that at one of our stores last month. We're trying to look at alignments. And the moment we moved the price up, $29 more to make it $329.99, they were like, well, our customers will never buy that. There is no way. I was like,
there's no way.
Never.
Yeah, but the good thing is that it wasn't the manager doing the research. I was doing the research.
Yeah.
And what happened is I brought up all the prices for everybody in, within 10-mile radius, and everybody was over $300. I was like, what do you think now? Oh, even an independent shop was over $200.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like BMW or something.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So.
Yeah.
Because that's in Chevy, it wouldn't be that, but in BMW, it's active steering. It's hard to do.
Yeah, we did that in the market, and it was $89 they were selling their alignments for, and they said, well, we have to be competitive because we're going to get, and we shopped around, every place was $109. Like, it's just everywhere. So it's like you said, it's emotion, it's feelings, it's prisoner in your own brain, it's
Fear.
it's silly.
It's laziness too. You know that?
Yeah.
Big time.
It's laziness not to go do the research and know. It's laziness to know that you're not offering it. So what the price is, when you say like, oh, nobody will buy it, why don't you offer it a bunch of times and then see?
Yeah, once you see what everybody else around you is selling it for too. So
I got to tell you a funny
helps.
story. So I
cholesterol.
I know.
Brought to you by Lipitor.
Yeah, Service Drive Revolution brought to you by Lipitor.
May cause side effects. You may have an erection that lasts 4 hours.
You can die.
If that happens, call all your friends. Back to my story. So I left Concord, right? And I went to go work at an independent in Emeryville, and I was gone for like 5 years. And so when I was there, we had a timing belt special on the old E30 motors, the old, or not E30s, but the M20 in the E30 cars. And we had a timing belt special for $150. So I go to work for this BMW independent in Emeryville, and we were selling timing belts for $299 at the independent, right? So 5 years go by, and I got tired of the commute, and so I saw that there was an opening back at the old store, and I decided to go back. So I applied, and I went back. And guess what they were selling timing belts for 5 years later?
What?
$150. It didn't change in 5 years. In fact, it didn't change for almost 10 years. It didn't change until I became the shop foreman, and I went out and shopped it and found out that every place in the area was like 5 times our price. And then we finally changed it.
And guess what?
They were losing money for like 10 years.
The funny part is I bet you $1 million everybody thought it was too expensive.
Oh,
Still.
I'm sure they were.
I was like,
lying.
oh my gosh, that's
But it was funny. It was a timing belt special. How long does the special last?
I know.
Evidently 10 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it, It just, so as techs, we got paid the same amount, so it really didn't matter. It didn't matter until I was in a position where I could see what the end result of that was, and I was like, why are we doing this? We're losing money. Yeah, it was funny.
So I think the first thing that I do in those situations is I try to stop for a second and I try to ask myself, what are the facts? Not my first reaction. My first reaction might always be wrong. But if you focus on what the facts are and you think through things and do a little research and don't be lazy, you can usually figure things out.
That's
true.
If you have all the facts in front of you, you can make the right decision.
Yeah. Yeah, Jackie kept asking me about the new big logbooks. We have the new big logbooks out. What do you want to charge? What do you want to charge? And like, I knew what I felt like I wanted to charge. I wanted to charge $25 for them. But I told her, look, until I know how much they cost to produce, how much they cost to ship here on a crate, what they're going to cost to ship to the consumer, and then establish some sort of markup. I don't know. And so they show up here, and I think we ended up at like $18.95 or something like that, which was less than what I felt it was going to be. But it was the right price. It was a good margin. It was the right price.
$99 for those things. They're cool.
They are cool. They are cool. Well,
18 is not enough.
Well, you can see it a lot of our clients' eyes when we break down their prices.
Yeah.
Section. Oh, wow. I've been losing money on this.
Yeah.
Yes, you have.
Yep.
When was the last time you thought about looking into it? So
yeah.
They never have.
It's lazy.
That's the other thing I'll say, too, in a lot of cases, if they're stuck somewhere and they're a prisoner on that price, I'll tell them, well, what should that price be a year from now? What about 5 years from now? Mm-hmm. Like, it's going to go up. The consumer price index goes up 2 to 3% every year. So if you just start adding that up, where's it at in 5 years? So forget about what the price is now. What should it be?
No, another thing that's funny is, we were looking at the latest NADA, their latest dealer snapshot survey thing. They do it every 2 years. And the last one, I think from 2016, the average warranty rate is still higher than the CP.
That's crazy.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
So the manufacturer's got it right.
The one that you can't control is higher.
That's my yeah.
That just doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense.
And the thing is, too, another thing on Monday, I did a service advisor training thing, our training, and there was a gentleman in the actual class, and I said, he goes, I really struggle with these flushes and selling flushes and doing these services. I just don't know. I'm coming here because I want to really fine tune, my approach to things. So I said, okay, well, let's talk about a fuel injection service. He goes, perfect example. I want to talk about that. I said, what do you think about it? He goes, I don't know if I'm a big believer in it. And I was like, well, that's your problem.
Do it to your car.
And that's what I said.
Have you tried it?
No, he didn't. So,
yeah, of course.
So I told him, I said, have you ever done that to your car? And he goes, actually, I never have. I'm like,
I
want you to go to your dealer.
How about this? Take off the top intake.
Right.
Take a picture.
Yeah.
Put it back together, do it, and then take it back apart. Let's not be so lazy.
Yeah. And so I told him, I said, so you've never done this to your car. How long have you had your car? And he told me, he said 2000, he said it was a 2014, had 42,000 miles on it. I said, okay. I go, that's great. I go, how long have you been
late.
Yeah. I'm like, how long have you been alive? Oh, I'm 37 years old. I said, great. Have you ever gone to the dentist? Obviously, you've never gone to the dentist. And he goes,
that flossing thing, that's overrated.
It's overrated. Yeah. Like, what? Going to the dentist for a deep cleaning?
40,000 miles, it's too late.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard, yeah.
It's taking off a layer.
God, I wish I had those pictures of my Mini when we took the intake off my Mini, and it looked like just mounds of carbon on
which
there.
Is really funny because that goes into another same exact class, right? We're talking about fuel injection services, and two guys in the class go, well, Jair, what do you think about, selling the fuel injection service around 15, 20,000 miles? Don't you think that's too early? I said, obviously, you don't go to the dentist for 5 years after you were born. It's like, I don't get it.
I mean, I thought that too at first, but when somebody showed me at 8,000 miles, we paid a tech. Like every store I used to go into when I would do our done for you thing and I would go in, the first thing I would do is pay a tech. I would tell the manager, I'm like, it's worth every $1. And what's it an hour to take like the top off a Mini or something?
Hour, 2 hours.
Maybe. So I'd pay him 2 hours.
Yeah.
And it's a gasket. Mm-hmm. Take it off, bring it out, and I'm going to, we're going to take pictures of it, show the advisors, and then put it back together, do it, and take it back off. And it was always, like, I'd always grab a used car that had, like, between 8 and 10 because it's more dramatic. Like, it's clean at that point.
Yeah.
But when it had 40,000, you're just taking a layer off. It makes a difference, but
it's not going to be that.
And most of the manufacturers, they won't publish it, but they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Every year, 12,000 miles.
Yeah. And BMW, I mean, that was that way with BMW. They don't mandate it, and they don't publish it anywhere, but on the product that they sell, the fuel injection cleaner that they sell, it says on there 12,000 miles.
Right.
Yeah, but if I can speak from my experiences with advisors I've trained all across, dealerships we've been
God
through.
knows where.
The world.
God knows where. I think
You have experience in that?
a little bit.
I've never heard of that.
I think
It will never work.
I think the fuel injection question, or any service for that matter, I mean, we don't call them flushes, we call them services, is an insecurity in presentation.
Oh, yeah,
You don't
for
understand,
sure.
you don't understand the product.
Yeah.
And we've run in across that so many times with advisors when it's so simple to go on YouTube and just watch a video. It's so easy. You can see everything. You can see every part. You can see how it works. And then educate yourself on it because you're afraid of a customer asking you a question that you can't answer.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it lies, that, I don't know what it is and I don't trust it because you don't understand it.
I think that term flush too really diminishes the value of it, because that's the one thing we hear all the time. You guys are just, it's all flushes and flush this and flush that, and it's really a service. You're not flushing the engine; you're changing the engine oil. And I was working with a marketing person one time for something long time ago, and she was saying, like, you shouldn't call it an email blast.
Oh yeah.
So
Why not?
None of your customers want to get blasted.
Oh.
You're communicating with them. You're reaching out to them.
But we want
You're
to
sending
blast
them a
our
message.
customers.
We don't want to blast them.
Yeah, we do. Why don't we?
We're not blasting. We're not blasting.
If you call it a
That's
blast,
why
it's
we
different than you
tweet.
call
It's
it
a
a blast.
gentle. Think about it. It's a tweet. It's not a blast. We're tweeting them. It's very soft and very, very friendly. Little bird comes in.
Well, I don't support the tweet thing anyways.
A little
But
criticism.
email, we can email blast, can't we?
You did a quote today. It was pretty inspiring.
No, I didn't.
It was like, stop
I
and
did not.
smell the roses.
By the way, everybody, look at the Twitter. It's not me.
You quoted
Gary.
today? I want to look that up. What was it?
Oh, bro, I got to tell you, I got an email from a guy who said, hey, love your podcast. The whole thing, it was kind of like gushing over us, which was awesome. But he said in the end, he goes, and just because they're Chris, I refuse to tweet. That's what he
Yeah,
said.
he's a man.
He's-
That's a man's
he's
man right there. He probably
boycotting.
has a beard too. Hassan, did you see the beard video?
No, I have not.
I did for about. We didn't put it on our stuff.
God.
Oh, I gotta see
Gary
that.
didn't get a hold of it.
I got to see it.
It's pretty funny.
It's
It
really
made
funny.
Lucas want to grow a beard after he saw it. He was like, "I want to grow a beard now."
I'm trying. I don't know how far I'm going.
We got Jair. Everybody, we got Jair taking vitamin E.
Yeah.
He's committing, but he already he's got a little stubble, and he's like, "Oh, this sucks. It itches."
Yeah, it just feels weird.
I would
man.
tell
I've
you to
never done
put
it before.
some beard oil on there, but there's not enough beard.
Yeah, there's not
oil.
anything. Yeah, I know.
Premature
I get
beard
it.
oil?
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Bro,
hard.
I can grow one overnight.
Yeah, I bet you can. Home.
in the afternoon.
Jeez Louise.
That's why I can't send an email blast.
It's okay. Hey, pastors don't have beards anyways, Jerry. You can't
baloney.
grow
I'm
one.
gonna go it. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go.
Can we get an update on what happened? Like,
Oh, yeah, what
What was
happened?
the joining?
Is there a
of-
video?
No. Okay, so I want to clarify something.
Runaway bride.
So I'm gonna. This crazy.
He was too hungover. He couldn't do the ceremony.
No. I'm going to tell you a funny story. So I'm actually going to perform the wedding in June. Yeah, the first weekend in June.
Oh,
So I didn't do. So I went to my buddy's wedding, right?
Yeah.
So then here comes the guy who's going to marry my buddy, right, and his wife.
This is like last weekend.
This was like a week and a half ago. Yeah. So I'm talking and I'm like, hey, can you give me some tips? I'm gonna do this. Like I got ordained in California. First thing he looks at me, he goes, "Do you have a license?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm ordained." He goes, "Have you gone to the proper training?" I said, "Well, yeah. I mean, I've done online." He goes, "Online? That's offensive."
wow.
Yeah, he got really offended because I was asking him, "Look, how did you do this? This was great. Do you have your little book? How, what do you?"
Rightfully so, Jair. He's probably not at the bachelor party.
Yeah, right.
He's not the one dancing with the bride after. Jair. He should be offended.
Falls in the
you
pool.
shouldn't be allowed to marry people. What's great is that the internet can get you a law degree and you can marry people.
That's right. That's right.
And a service dog permit, and you can take your dog on a plane. Like
Hey,
it's
hey,
America.
I'm official.
Like, this is just, you can't make this up. This is just too funny.
It is. It's hilarious. I look forward to it. I'm really excited
To the bachelor
Do
party,
you have
or
a
to marrying?
license?
to marrying the whole day. I have this whole thing. I'm going to pattern interrupt the heck out of them. I think it's going to be exciting.
You're gonna walk on fire. What are you gonna
Yeah, I'm going to make them do stuff.
You
Like
gonna
that.
use some Bandler? You gonna use some NLP on
Yeah, seriously, I am. Everybody's going to walk in. I'll surprise you guys. Don't
You're
worry
gonna be
about
like
it.
Ralph Schneider.
frames? Can you,
Yeah.
can
I'm
you,
a frame.
Can you
The
frame 'em?
heck, the whole thing will be a frame. I'm going to frame them. What do we call it? Frames, funnels, and fun? Whatever.
It's frames, funnels, and fun.
That's not what you said earlier.
That's the title of my new book.
Frames, funnels, and fun.
Frames, funnels, and fun.
That's
Oh, man.
hilarious.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Seriously.
And funnels.
It'd be fun.
Gosh.
I can build them a landing page, bro. That's we'll get them all set up.
No, nobody's thinking about a landing page when they're getting married. I don't think, are they?
No, they're thinking they were working on a wedding page. I mean, a web page.
Oh yeah,
Why?
for sure. Yeah, that's
I
the
don't
new.
get
That's
it.
the
That's the
latest,
new thing,
newest
man.
thing, bro.
It's so
Everybody gets
big.
their own landing page.
Yeah, it's big, man.
And then how do you know what gifts have already been given if you don't have a landing page?
Right.
So do Ordains charge money, or is it a business? I mean,
It can be a business. I'm just doing this as a gift. I mean, I don't know.
Hashtag Tony and Tina's
Do you want me
wedding.
to represent you to them? You want me to give them a call and say,
I like it. You can be my agent.
yeah.
Nice.
which package would you like?
That would be awesome. It'd be awesome.
We have a virtual.
That's so dope. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome.
Oh,
You'd be like the promoter, like the guy from what was Mike Tyson's promoter's name? What was that guy?
Don King.
Yeah.
Don King. Oh man, that's
Are they giving you anything? Or are they renting you a tux or anything? Or what are you gonna wear?
No, I think I'm gonna a robe. I got to get a robe. So I'm gonna get a robe. Yeah, I'm gonna wear a robe.
Like the Hefner robe?
Yeah.
Can we pick it out for you? Can we get you the robe? I want him to walk out like he's a bishop in the Catholic
It's not
Church.
a Halloween wedding.
It comes out like
Really wearing a
Dracula.
I don't know what I'm gonna wear, dude. Yeah, maybe robe. I mean, I don't know. You know the thing that comes, whatever.
You're trying to look like a priest?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my thing, man. Have a little,
funny.
have a little beard or stubble, whatever I end up with, and then rock it, man.
Man, that's funny.
You're too much.
Goodness.
Okay, let's recap. What did we learn?
Go to the dentist.
No. Facts over feelings, right?
That's right.
Research.
Research. Get the data.
Maybe think before you speak.
Right.
30 years of experience working against you. Maybe
Yeah.
open up a little bit.
Right.
Get outside your market.
Mm-hmm.
Get in a coaching group. Get a coach, right?
Right.
To help you.
Right.
Because we see what's working everywhere. We can save you a lot of time.
Yeah.
Profit isn't a bad thing.
I think your story too about like being in the same place for a while and like losing that kind of fresh perspective where you don't have a whole lot of new ideas coming to you because you're not exposed to that. That's the great thing about having a community that you can come to that's from different places and different manufacturers, and it really does open your mind up.
That's totally true.
You're exposed to other
Totally
things.
Just traveled all the way across the country to see somebody else's business.
Yeah, where are you going to get that? Otherwise, like where are you going to find that if you can't get a fresh idea? Where are they coming from? You got to find a place.
Yeah. That's a strength when you know what everybody else is doing. Yeah.
That quote I thought was interesting. I was telling you the other day at the gym. It says it's your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open.
Yeah, it's true.
I like the roses one better. Smell the
That's
roses.
a great quote.
That's going to
quote.
be on Chris's tweeter. Just wait.
What's my thing on the tweeter before we go?
Tweeter.
What did I
We're
tweet
going to do a
today?
tweeter update. Let's see.
Was it really a quote?
Hold on. No, I was kidding.
I want to share a quote.
Sure.
So I when I was in Kansas City, I met this gentleman, Jerry Owens, really good guy, and I call him a Jerryism, and I said, oh yeah, you hear, he goes, Jair, if you ever hear people that tell you they're going to try to do something, tell them try is the weakest form of commitment.
Wow.
Well, that's
I said,
some
wow,
hardcore
that's pretty
stuff.
good. I said, that's pretty good.
Sounds like something Jocko would say.
Yeah.
Episode 27, The Dirty Little Secret, the future of our industry.
Oh, that's what we tweeted?
Yeah, the Carlisle Technician Survey, Part 1, Episode 29.
Now we're retweeting old stuff?
Yeah, we're just tweeting, man. Yeah,
How many times a day do we tweet?
How to make profit sexy. Usually like 3 or 4 times a day.
Oh my God.
Wow, you're
People gotta
tweeting
be
a lot,
so
bro.
sick of us.
Episode 25.
You're doing great.
That's Trump numbers. 3-4 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get some quotes up. Stop and smell the roses. That's
We'll
the
start
first
talking.
one.
Yeah, I
We
like,
did
I
not.
like the
Did we
quote
put
thing.
that up?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Quotes would be good.
Smell the roses.
I'm gonna send
I'd
that to Paul.
participate in quotes. I'd do quotes. I'll quote it up.
Your first 100 days. Oh, interesting. Tim put one up. Walk through the dealership inventory every morning. Get some fresh air and your energy flowing. That's
Nice.
that's an official Tim Kintz. And he tweeted
Kintz.
the Service Drive Revolution for us. Thank you, Tim.
Cool. That was dope.
Tim, if you're listening, thank you.
Tim.
Tweeting for us.
Nice. Good. Well, thanks everybody. I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you, gentlemen, for contributing. I don't know that you contributed that much higher, but thank you.
I can still marry you
In a robe.
in a robe.
I want to see that. I want to see that.
Bishop Jair.
Are we invited to that wedding?
I can pull some strings.
You are. You're the star of the show.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That poor bride.
Oh, you know what we got to do? We got to be
Has the bride ever been
his
up-
entourage.
That'd be
Sure.
awesome.
And then when he comes up, we can pull his cape off and hold his cape for him. And
Like James
then he can-
Brown?
yeah,
God, yeah. Like,
that's right. And we can have somebody dab his forehead.
And then we can tweet it.
Gosh, that'd be great. That really would be.
Does Twitter do live like Facebook?
I want to do.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
They're
so.
not in the video thing.
Nah.
I don't think so.
can you sing, please?
All right.
All right.
Bye.